Man, what's popping, ladies and gentlemen? You do see the title of this video now. Hey, I know it's the 4213. I'm sorry, I'm just here to provide you the meta tactics available. That's literally what meta means. Most effective tactics available. But yeah, 4213, it's not a nice sighting. Unfortunately, the way this game is set up, there's only a few select formations that you can use this year that actually is going to win you games. And at the end of the day, man, it's fatties. You want to get the best rewards, the best records. So you're going to use formations that work. Even though it is ratty, hey, game is the game, I like to always say. 4213, man, let's get into it. I know you're thinking to yourself, how can I improve my FC25 experience? Look no further. MONOEXP has the best, cheapest coins on the website. Best price, best guarantee. Use the code META for 8% off, bro. You can get literally any card. Go check them out right now. Now, when it comes to tactics, I'll be real. Pretty similar stand-up to most people's 4213s. It's just, you know, as I said in the start, you can't really change too much, but you can change some tactics and kind of going towards your gameplay. Like, I felt like short passing build-up style is, in my opinion, the best when it comes to, you know, counter-attacking, when it comes to fluid football, because essentially when you're using short passing, the 1-2 trigger much quicker, and then the players act much faster in terms of attacking AI, and they just maneuver themselves very nicely compared to just balanced, or, you know, yes, sometimes you can see your players out of position a little bit, but I mean, with your defensive solidarity, like, wait, I don't think that's a word. With your defensive security, you know, you already have two fullbacks on fullback defend with two CDMs. Bro, that's enough defense in my personal opinion, man. So I feel like it's a perfect balance. I've been using this formation for like 5 to 10 games and I've been cooking, bro. Cannot lie. I think I won like 8 to 9 games with this formation. No cap, bro. Insane, insane. Kind of similar to the 4-2-3-1/2. It's just this time you have your wingers, which is much more attacking and actually tend more towards the attack of AI as opposed to the left mid and right mid. Do you get me? So I do think this formation is much more OP than the 4-2-3-1/2. It's just always been an insane formation for, you know, since the start of the game, bro. Everybody's been using it, you know, most pro players and etc, etc. But yeah, defensive approach is high, 70. Everybody uses this. Yeah, there's no point changing it. But I know a lot of people, though, do have this unbalanced build-up style. Trust me, try the short passing, but make use of holding down LB when you pass. Obviously L1 on PlayStation. You're going to see how nice and fluid it is. I've been saying it, man. Yeah, huge fan of it this year. And I do think, especially with the new FC26 getting into that rhythm, FC26 is going to have much more fluid football. So also what I've heard, do you know what I mean? I think they are including more like fluid football, tiki-taka type of vibes. So why not try or start now? Does that make sense? Jump over to the roles though. Goalkeeper defend. I have it on defend because I like to move the keeper myself. I like to have them on a manual, if that makes sense, not automatic, because hey, sometimes when they're on auto, they tend to make a lot of mistakes. So that's why I have that. I think majority of people though do have it unbalanced. You know, that's where you can actually play around with it. Don't just copy everyone's, you know, tactics. So yeah, we got the two fullbacks on fullback defend. Now, the main thing with this, right, is that's what makes it so sweaty. Essentially, you have two fullbacks defending, right, with your two CDMs in front of them. So you have essentially 6 players defending. That's what makes it so OP. And not even just 6 players defending. I will get to the CDM. You actually have one CDM that kind of acts as a CM as well. It's the perfect setup. I hate to say it. So yeah, 2 fullbacks on defend. And one thing I will say though is do have a good balance of fullbacks. So don't have 2 small fullbacks. You can rather have 2 tall fullbacks, but 2 small fullbacks actually limits you because in terms of corners, you know, in terms of like height, you're gonna get, yeah, it's not gonna be a great thing. Let's just say that you're gonna get outbodied, out-physicaled, if that's even a word. Yeah, we got the 2 CDMs though. This is probably the heart of the team, of course. You got, I think, in my opinion, this is the perfect setup as well. I always say it. Have one CDM, right, that is tall, and then one CDM that's a little bit shorter, that maneuvers himself or herself in a better manner, because when the game is heavy, you have someone to at least, you know, run out with, especially with the roaming focus, it's perfect. So someone like Puteas, someone like, you know, all these insane cards I can actually showcase and bring it up right here. If I show, You're getting everything, my friends. You're even getting me showcasing the exact cards to use. Someone like Pedri is perfect. Just someone that's more compact, you know. And then you can have someone that's a little bit more taller. You can even have two very compact CDMs that can do everything, like Matuidi and Pedri, for instance, would be insane. Do you get me? But I do like to have a very big brolic CDM pause, because this is going to be the guy that cleans up, you know. Very irritating, and Root Hullet is literally the epitome of that. So yeah, that's perfect. And then what I wanted to say as well with the CDMs, right, is deep lying. What deep lying does is, especially with the insane cards that we have now, deep lying is basically like holding, but just with a little bit more flair and a little bit more spice, if that makes sense, to put it like bluntly, or like more singular, you know. So deep lying for me, I feel like it is very nice, right? But you want to have someone that acts as kind of in that CM role. Now you have already players 2 CDMs deep. It's literally called deep lying. Having one of your players, especially the maneuverable player, someone that can like transition, he needs to be, or she needs to be, on roaming. What this does is it allows for them to act as almost like a box to box, if that makes sense. Especially now with your cam being on Shadow Striker attack. I like the Shadow Striker because, no nonsense, the man just stays at that spot to obviously pass through, link the defense with attack, and kind of just act as that like one cam that you can always rely to. You know he's going to be there in that spot. So that's why I have the cam at Shadow Striker attack. And what I was going to say is, he's going to just stay there, right? Then you have Cafu. Now, if you look where he goes, Ribéry acts as a striker sometimes, left or right, which is perfect. False 9 vibes, yeah. Then you have Cafu right there. Look at his heat map. He maneuvers himself where Ribéry could have been in the playmaker role, and like free roaming role. So this Cafu, this CDM here, is going to act as kind of also as a cam, if that makes sense. So yeah, the whole setup is nice. And then yeah, just try it out, boys. It's very OP. But yeah, I'd say the left CDM or right CDM, up to you, will be the main defensive structured player in your team. Have him on defend. So yeah, you already know with the attack of Cam. And then the wingers, inside forward, balanced. Why I choose balanced is you want the interplay as well with the short passing, you know. And just in general, you want to do those 1-2s, and also want them to kind of cut inside and be that winger that you want to pass to Trivela plus, Finesse Shot plus. Yeah, as you can see the heat map as well. They kind of act, you could say, as Ram Lam, which is perfect. Everybody uses it like this. Why change it, you know? And then striker, of course, is going to be advanced forward attack. Everybody uses that as well. And it's very nice because you want your one striker to be that guy that just pounces. So why have him on like complete, or what's the other one? Support. Just have him on attack, bro. Why change it up, man? Yeah, one last thing I wanted to say as well is when you have a tall striker, I feel like the perfect setup for the 4-2-1-3 is having a tall striker like Thierry Henry, Ronaldo, R9, and then a short cam, because it kind of balances out nicely. You can have a tall cam, but I think sometimes it's a little bit too lanky. So I'd say either a tall cam, short striker, or a short striker, tall cam. Wait, did I just say that? Do you know what I mean? Vice versa is what I'm trying to say. So you can have a short striker, tall cam, vice versa. But I like this setup much more because as a striker, you want that guy to be the big brolic guy that just like shrugs plays off the ball. As I'm saying, Thierry Henry, R9, you know, you want him to have physicality. But you can't have the Eusebios, you know? You can't have the players in between, like a Johan Cruyff. Yeah, you can change it up. We're going to jump in a game, because I know one guy in my comment section said, Mike, we want to see you play with people. Not like that. Why am I being sus? Bruh. Let's just jump in a game. Okay, I've just put my camera down because I know someone said they wanted to see the overlay of the controller, which for some reason it's not showing. I think it will only show in-game. There we go, right there. You can obviously see in the top right. So let us get it going with this formation. This is Division Rivals. I can't lie, the gameplay this time is beautiful. I think I'm playing like 2 AM right now. So yeah, exciting times, bro. Notice how much people are behind the ball. Insane. 6 players at the back. And then you can obviously do the quick counter attacks with the fast build up, short passing build up style. Beautiful stuff from Torres right there. Unfortunately, This brother was offside, man. But I can show you actually now live how quick we can start this build-up play. Just holding LB. Obviously do speed boost. Don't know why he's bringing out his keeper, and good goal right there. We score in the 9th minute. Nice. So notice Cafu right there. Check. He's in that position wherever the ball is. That's what roaming literally means. So whether it be defensively, attackingly, the man is going to be where the ball is. But most of the time, obviously, acting a little bit more deeper because he is the CDM. Bro, he's not a cam, you know. Wait, what? That was onside? You know what? Fair enough. He broke through my line right there. What I've noticed as well after the patch is sometimes the CDMs don't really act it too nicely anymore, you know, like how they used to be, if that makes sense. Oh, beautiful stuff right there. This guy just didn't defend that well. We do score. Beautiful stuff from Cafu to intercept that, and check where he's going to push now. Acting as just someone to kind of be like that escape like player. See, he's pushing very, very deep, and then obviously knowing his role being that deep guy still, see, offers a pass when he needs to. And that's why the roaming deep lying playmaker is such a OP, especially with the amount of insane cards and like their stats. That's why so much people are using deep lying now, that, you know, no longer holding, because they encompass all areas of like the pitch in terms of stats. They've got insane above, most cards have above 90 stats now. You check, so deep lying is literally play. We get our 3rd goal. Beautiful stuff. This guy might be gone, I cannot lie. Yeah, there's not much great players at this time, I cannot lie. I guarantee you, if we score this 4th goal, this guy's gone. Especially with what I'm about to do now. The quick passing. Gotta have good gameplay and like ping. Okay, let's see. Pace boost. Chip him. And he's goodbye, I feel like. Come on. Still here? Bro. Yes, there we go. I know this game too well, bro. Subscribe, ladies and gentlemen. I've been MetaMike. Use the 4213 if you need wins. And at the end of the day, it's very ratty, bro. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to showcase this formation. We all know it's the forbidden tactic, I like to say. Hit the like though, boys. I'll catch you in the next one. Have a sweet one. Subscribe. Peace.